Hello, this is CVRcade, Zone K and L. Hello, Mixer friends. Hello, and welcome to our CVRcade group activities broadcast for Thursday, April 2nd. Thank goodness that April Fool's Day is behind us. I'm not sure if there were any good levity added with some pranksters and some jokes. I know we had some fun around the house here, but yeah, I'm gonna get into the game here. I'm just cruising along here. I've got my friends. I'm gonna pop over to the game UI so you can see that. Here it is. I'm going to hop into the chat now with all of the folks. I've got their channels muted to me at the moment. So sorry, pardon my interruption, gang. We are now live on Mixer today for Thursday. So welcome. We've got Homer there. Whoops, before I open all these cameras. Hey, Homer, welcome. We've got about 2:55. How you doing today? Oops, I got to turn you up on my end, too.
I'm good, Beth. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Ready for some more fun today?
Yeah, I think we got some good weather here. I think as soon as we finish up this one, we're going to run outside and do a little outside riding today. It's pretty nice out there.
Love it. Love it. That's great. Fantastic. We'll get warmed up in here and go out and get some fresh air. So thanks for joining us today. We've also got Jeff here, my teammate Jeff. Hey, how are you today?
Hey, Beth. Oh, I'm great. I've had half a coffee, so I'm almost awake.
I always get the time zones completely confused. I don't know what time of day it is. And right now I don't even know what day it is anymore. There's like working from home and school's out and
Don't go learning the New Zealand one yet. It's going to change again this Saturday night.
Of course. Okay. I just try to, keep myself calm, cool, and collected about it. You guys will tell me what time it is. K and L, it's K o'clock right now. It's K o'clock, and we are on Mixer. Thanks for streaming in. We've also got, hey, Nigel, how are you today?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm still waking up.
Fair enough. Have you had coffee like Jeff? Have you had enough coffee?
Yes, I've had a whole cup, a whole mug.
Well, I'm going to join you. I've got some as well. Over the holidays, I got a cappuccino maker, so I feel all fancy here in my home-brewed cappuccino. All right, well, we've got a great ride here. We'll start in a minute. I'll check back in with you guys. If you're joining us on Mixer, this first ride today is on Cityscape, New York City. The power-ups right above my head here, supers rather. We've got Quantum Shift. We've got Uncrashable. It looks like Uncrashable is a super and not... Oh, no, it is as an ability because we can see in the nearby riders list that that Uncrashable is on. Thank goodness. I think I've made a mistake before and made it so we can crash. So don't worry, no crashing. We've got Underdog if we do find ourselves left in the dust here by our fearless bot leaders here that are going to be doing about 275 equalized watts. So when the timer gets down to 10, 8, 9, start spinning those legs up so you can roll out at 275 and settle into about 240, 250 here as we go. So I think we've got some new faces in the game here, not just on camera. Spin it up here, spin it up. We're going to just stay with the bots. 250-ish. Stay on their heels. If you're out in front, that's fine. If you want to give a little more push, if you've had your coffee, I'm having mine as we speak here. I'm going to just ride on the center line here. I am the leader in this event, and we do have a sweeper. So welcome Hunter, welcome Quentin. Some new riders here that I see in the mix. We've got Kayla out here. We've got Badger. We've got Elizabeth here. We see our friends Homer and Jeff. We'll show some more faces here. Nigel. We've got Elizabeth. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome. I know you're going to be outside later. You guys are the most cycling miles per week, I think. You win the awards. We've got Vibeke. Hey, Vibeke, how are you?
I'm fine. Finally got myself out of the couch, so I'm back.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear it. Sometimes the couch just swallows you up. It's all right.
Yeah, well, this race is right after dinner, so it's hard getting there sometimes.
Well, what did you have for dinner last night?
Meat pie, something, I think you would call it, something like that.
And tonight, anything different?
No, today was leftovers.
Very good, very good.
So I just had my dinner.
All right. Well, then we want you to be able to sort of take it easy, ease into this next ride, so that your dinner stays in place.
Oh yes.
Last night, I'm not ashamed to admit it, I had brownies. I had brownies and went out for a walk, and my husband took a picture of the empty container of foil, and it was like evidence. And I was like, dang it, I didn't clean up after myself. So
I know that one.
Yep, and I wanted to be on the couch as well, catching up with some old shows. Well, we're glad you're here. Now, you're in Denmark, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is April Fool's a thing in Denmark?
Oh yes, it's a big thing, normally.
Okay.
This year not so much.
Yes. I think we had people trying to do some pranks, but it had a little different tenor to it, but didn't know if it was just sort of an American thing that we do around here.
No, I'm quite sure it's a worldwide thing, actually.
All right. Well, I don't know if anyone had any good ones, because I think we do need to laugh. It's kind of a hard line to follow. But we've also got Kayla in the house. Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Beth. How's it going?
Good. Now, I know for you it's a little earlier than for me. So have you had lunch or not had lunch? Or did you just have a late breakfast? Where are you on your eating scale?
Oh, yeah, I know. I was really bad this morning, so I just I woke up, went to work, and then I still haven't eaten, but it's okay, though, because I'm going to have a big lunch right after. So
there you go.
Super yummy.
There you go.
Super yummy.
Ooh, Nigel with the quantum shift. He's going to float to the front here. Whoop, right through. I think I'm going to follow here. I'm getting a little bit... Whoa, everybody, just float through everybody. So I'm the only person that's deciding that brownies are an acceptable dinner.
No, I wish I had brownies last night. It sounds so yummy.
Oh,
and
man.
then with ice cream, too. Ice cream with brownies. Oh, man. That just sounds... Vanilla ice cream with that. Oh, count me in.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of eating happening around here. All right, I'm going to go on. It looks like I have also Ben here. Hey, Ben, how are you today?
Hello. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Doing great. Just trying to undo the sins of yesterday with all of my bad eating choices, but it's keeping me staying. Food is love, sometimes food is love. How's the family?
There's a lot of memes going around about overeating during this period, but thankfully with CVRcade, I can burn some of that off.
That's right. Where here's and the thing is too, we get to see other faces and stuff. Could you convince your kids to ride today? Or are they on a rest day, a recovery day?
They're probably on a rest day. Like they rode again with my wife last night, so they might make an appearance. But at the moment, they're just taking it easy.
Fantastic. Well, we're glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. It looks like also Peter is back in the house. Hey, Peter, how are you? You made it. I know you. Whoops. I don't see you coming through on audio here. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Oh, I think I've got you open, but you're not coming through. I'll come back and check back later, but I'm awfully glad you made it. Thank you so much. And we also have Modi, our birthday star from Tuesday, have you recovered from your birthday celebrations?
Oh yeah, it was an interesting birthday. Maybe the only time I didn't leave a building on my birthday since since the first one. But we had a nice time, and my wife made dinner, and had a pretty good time as a family. So it was nice, and excited to be back riding today.
Well, I'm glad you're here. And I realized we had the hats for you, and we were like, saying we were going to sing happy birthday. And I think I fell down. I don't know if I was like on Kayla's mountain bike track lap 7 thinking I was going to sing to you or something, but but happy birthday. And I think maybe there's a collective a sigh of relief in the community that I didn't sing, because I'm good at lip syncing, really good at lip syncing, but singing. But we really are glad you had your birthday with us and had a great time with your family.
I think we should do for one of these group rides like a lip sync challenge, where you play some music and all of us on video try to sing along. We keep our audio muted, and you score us. That could be fun.
What is the guy, the backseat karaoke? What's his name? He has stars on, and they do karaoke with him, but they're actually the real stars, so they have permission to the songs. I think maybe we could use all the little TikTok clips or something. That's the.
But we could do songs that are over 100 years old or something. So
and now the hit from 1890. one that'll want to have you dusting off your ball gown shoes.
A futuristic theme on Saturn.
Yeah, we could do it's like some sort of a waltz or a polka. We could probably do the hokey pokey, but really got silly. Oh man, I'm gonna check in here and see what our friends on Mixer are saying here. So I drop my phone sometimes, so I'm holding it really tight, so it's in my clutches here. If you are joining us on the broadcast, thank you so much. DK, yeah, DK, how are you? DK Mancini Crucibles in the house. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate you guys being in the chat. Fog 7. Yeah, so right now we're just kind of staying at this pace. We're on lap 2. I did notice it got stretched out a little bit, which can happen in the beginning, I think, as everyone settles into a pace here. But I think we're kind of with it now. If we're all together, we can add a little bit of go on the last lap. So today's order is a little bit different. We're going to do this nice ride, and then at the end of this ride, we're going to go to the lap challenge on Lakeview Circuit, I think it is. Yes, Lakeview Corner. I get the lakes confused. I'm not a perfect human being. Lots of flaws. Sci-Fi R, we'll do group ride, some intervals on that. I think there's a couple great places that we can really open it up, drop some power-ups and add some power and recover. And then we'll finish the hour with Dashed Against the Rocks. Everybody's favorite, Dashed Against the Rocks. I think there's a bot behind. Clarence is behind me. I'm going to let Clarence come around and pull. Don't be lazy, Clarence. Wheel sucker. I mean that with love, Clarence. I mean that with absolute love. So we've also got, let's see here. I really love you guys bringing in the cameras. We've got Badger. Hey, Badger, I don't know if you've got your audio sorted over there. If you don't, you can just give a big wave. Welcome. Thumbs up. Okay. I hear ya. No worries. You don't. I get ya. Glad you're on the ride. Happy to have you here. Good to see your face. This connection with others is really great. And I realize, too, just in general, not everybody wants to be on camera. Not everybody wants to have me interview them while they ride. But this is a group ride, conversation with friends, and let's have some fun. Hunter, I've got you pulled up on camera. How are you?
I'm doing great, Beth. Can you hear me?
I can! Yay! All right. It's so good to hear that voice.
All right. Yeah, glad to be here. It's super fun. Looking forward to a fun ride. Great to hear your voice.
Yeah. We're just doing an easy, a warm-up ride here, a lap challenge. The next ride will be, and we'll try to get our fastest time on a lap. So that one we might spread out and stretch out, but a couple efforts here and there just to have some fun.
Perfect. Sounds great.
One of the things that I promised to ask you, and we have another lap, but in a real short, simplistic way, knowing that not everyone has the deep cycling background that you have, but in simple terms, can you kind of describe how it's important to keep our fitness up without stressing our immune systems too much? How do we find that balance? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, absolutely. So a couple of things. Number one, obviously being fitter increases our immune system anyway. So just getting out and exercising, doing the things that we're doing right now is good for our immune system to boost it. The thing, there's definitely good research that shows that after a really hard effort, 8 hours afterwards, you do have an immune system suppression. So you need to be careful about that. But that is a hard effort, okay? So let's say, for example, you go out for a 3-hour ride and you do intervals and you go over a mountain and you come back and you're barely dragging yourself in the house. That's what I'm talking about when you go really deep. So you just don't want to go really deep right now. It's better to go out and have some fun, get in a good workout. If you're riding here at CVRcade for an hour or even 2 hours and getting in some good work, that's fine, right? But you don't want to go so deep that you're just tired. Wow, I am just worn out from that exercise. And that's when your immune system is really suppressed. So be careful of that, and otherwise you should be fine.
That's awesome, because I think a lot of us here, a lot of the groups here on CVRcade race really hard, really pressure ourselves to push harder each time, and having these rides that offer some variety, so we can do a little bit of quick efforts, we can do some, we can rev the legs up, but not do it for such a high period of time, so we can taste the race and we can taste the social elements of it. So thank you for that, for sharing that with us. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So as we kind of ride through this last lap, I'll try to make my way up to the front, because I do have the leader force field on, which means that there's only so far that people, I'm just stepping out. I'm actually behind myself in my avatar here. That's me stepping out, coming around Vibaka. And what can happen is I can prevent people from being able to get in front of me. And I know that people want to be able to sprint at the end, take the animation of their hand in the air. So just going to make my way here to the front to give you guys a chance to drop those power-ups and do a strong finish at the end. We've probably just got about 1.3 kilometers to go. I just jumped in front of Christian, my teammate. I wasn't trying to cut you off. I saw a gap. I opened it here. All right. So again, next one, Lakeview Circuit, is going to be, I think I have 5 laps on the board for that. And the first lap, I recommend we take it all together, similar pace that we're doing now. And then the second one, I'll hop on board with the different riders. I'll pull up the lap leaderboard. It does sometimes take a minute to refresh, And I'm only seeing my lap leaderboard, so there might be a gap between what I see and what you see, because I could be like number 27 and see 1 through 3 and then me. So if you're doing the lap leader, shout out your time, beat your personal best, or just ride at your own pace. Here we go, 0.6 kilometers to go. If you have a quantum shift, that'll be helpful for you to phase through. Vibeke there, dropping her underdog. I'll match you. All of those animations underneath our avatars are signaling extra power for the riders ahead of us. Bumped into Christian there because I don't have a quantum shift. I'm looking at the power-ups. I have another one of those though. Here we go. Comeback Kid there by Badger. Nice one. All right, who's going to take it across the line? Are you guys getting force field? Oh, dang it, I got to just work a little harder here. Then there you go. All right. Who's got it? It looks like, ooh, 2 Cognition. Was it Cognition and Badger? I think it was. Was that you, Modi?
It was Homer.
Homer! Yeah, Homer knows how to time that. Well done.
Awesome job.
Well done on that, Homer. All right. We're all going to get portaled. You'll leave the audio channel. You'll come back, and I'll join you. When we all get transported, I'll meet your channels again, and then open you as we continue. That's the portal you're seeing. Whoop. Me going through. Just going to kill. Right now on the upper right-hand side, I'm muting everyone's channel to me. They can still talk amongst themselves as we rejoin. So let's just talk a little bit about, I've got 3 minutes here. Make sure, let's see. Oh, food talk already. Yeah, I know. I brought that in right away. I had to, it's almost like I had to confess my sins there about that. All right, so let's see. Making sure I don't miss any of the conversation going on. Get the blood flowing. Hey, Lord Croissant, thank you so much for joining the broadcast. I'm going to pop in and out of the broadcast. Thank you, Mod KG, for keeping everyone up to date on what I might or might not be saying. So, whew, a little bit already. I don't have my fan on, you know. I do need to cool my body, but it's also like 42 degrees Celsius in my, not Celsius, Fahrenheit in my basement. So, all right, this is a lap challenge. We do have 5 of them. This is flat. You can see on the mini map here, over here, right here, that these corners have speeds maximums. If you're on the inside of the corner and you enter on the inside, and you're near the max speed, you're going to slide to the outside. You want to make sure that you don't slide out and run out of road. We have 1 quantum shift on this one, so if you got stuck behind someone and you want to like dash out or use them as a lead out, we do have our AI riders in here at 275. So on the first lap, we're going to do the same thing, is hang with the bots. I know some people like to kind of sprint out of the gate and try to get their best lap time on the first one when they don't have anybody in front of them. That's okay too. I mean, this is really a ride for you. So I'm going to close out of this so you can, we don't need that. I'm going to pull up the lap leaderboard and then I'll bring up some of the cameras. So I just basically open the main menu. I could have done it by these 3 little lines at the top, the main menu, and then the UI control is this little blue notebook, and I'm going to pull up laps leaderboard. You can see that I can just pin it over here, but that's where the cameras are going to drop down. So I'm going to go ahead and just move this up over here so that it doesn't interfere with that. So on this one we have we don't have power-ups, and we do have 1 power-up. So power-ups, drafting, equalize, physical is 143. Casey Shum number 1. Carl Axel number 2 at 143. They're like 1/100th of a hundredths of a second apart. And Elizabeth Thompson at 144, so 1 second there. So I thought I saw Elizabeth here. So Elizabeth number 3 on the leaderboard here. How are you feeling about breaking your personal record? Nah. Okay. Well, we'll take the first lap. We'll take the first lap at 2:75. I know you're stealthy, Elizabeth. You just truck along, and then just like pop out these amazing numbers because you're super badass, and that's a technical term. That's a cycling term. So I don't mean to drop into jargon, but like that is true. Jeff there on camera, got him on camera. I think he spent one day doing. How many laps did you do on Dark Matter Velo for your own personal lap challenge the other day? I'll wait. There it is.
I don't know, quite a few.
Did I see 166 Dark Matter Velo laps from you?
Oh no, that was Dark Matter Tech.
Oh, even worse! Dark Matter Tech 166. Holy cow! Oh my goodness.
You got to pass the time.
Yeah, what is it about? I don't know. Is it like because it's like video games from when we were kids about trying to get on the leaderboard? What is it about? Like even when you're by yourself, going into Cade and chasing the laps, because I find myself doing the same thing. What explains that? Do you think?
I think it's the frustration. It's like, I know I can do better this time. I'll do better this time. But of course, the difference between this and arcade games is you get to the end and the legs don't agree. They're going, come on, that's enough. So instead of your mum calling out and saying, get off that, you got your legs calling out instead.
That's true. And it is something funny about that too, because like, even so, you're like, because you might know where you made a mistake or where you want to try something different. And yeah. So how are you on this one? Are you, I'm looking, I only have again top 3 and then I'm like 23. I'm way down. So where are you on the board and what's your time?
My power-ups times I'm top 10, but the drafting times I'm top 10, but the normal ones I'm not. So obviously I haven't hit this one up as a one.
All right, well, here we go. Lap 1's down. Anyone gonna go for it? I see Jeff right out of the gate there, 500, 700. He was on the front. Homer. Let's see him on board with Homer. Oh, Homer! I gave you the curse. And I hopped on too and, oh my goodness. All right, on here with Elizabeth. I see Modi looks like he might be making the effort as well here on this lap here. I'm on board with Jeff right now. This is his avatar. He's moving lanes to take the shortest distance around, staying on the inside of the corner here. I'm going to change views for you. This is him from the side. I'm just using the letter C to change through my camera angles. And this is him on helicopter. And this is his POV here, what he's seeing as he's riding. But back on board with his bike, coming over to the lap. He'll shout out his time after. But he's pushing 400 watts here, 500. So his watts, you can see, he's at the top of the nearby riders list. You can see the watts, what he's doing for effort there. Homer had that crash earlier, so he probably is going to reset and go again on lap 3. Hopefully I haven't crashed. I don't think I'm putting in enough effort to crash Modi. Let's see, on board here with Modi, doing the same thing, kind of coming across the lanes. One or two times, there we go. See, zips across and goes to the inside there, sliding out on the corner, taking that speed. He's like, whoop, whoop. That's skill, ladies and gentlemen. Starting on the inside of the corner, sliding to the edge without going over. And Modi, yes. Yes. And
143.17.
143.17. You're at the top. Yes. Of the Power Ups Drafting Equalized Physical. I see it. 143.17. Nice work. All right, looks like Homer's going for it again. He's up out of the saddle. Nice work, Modi. We find him in the list here. There he is. Coming around. He's got some congestion here. Hopefully he has a quantum shift to be able to phase through these riders. Oh, he's got to thread the needle. That is some skill, Homer. Nicely done. Nicely done. So if you were watching that move, Homer saw the rider congestion, he selected the right lane to be in to get around it. Also had to watch his speed because it was on a corner. If he had tried to go between those riders and exceeded the corner speed, he would have slid out. So that's lots of experience on display here with Homer as he tries to make his time improve his own personal best on this lap challenge. We're on lap 3 of 5 of the lap challenge. We just watched Modi take the top spot at 1:43, pushing Casey and Carl Axel down a peg. Pretty impressive there on that effort here. Homer's still going. You can see him and his cognition kit there, really pushing it. We're going back into the, make sure I have it here. There he is on the side. Over the top here, right around the corner through the trees. Nice job, Homer. Staying nice and steady in that middle lane. A different technique than we saw Jeff using, where he was changing the lanes. Coming across the line, Homer. Here he comes, lane 3. How'd we do? No, okay. That's okay, didn't break it. That was really some smart effort. There's a lot more challenging to do it with all the riders back on board with Jeff, who looks like he's doing that effort again. Pushing it, moving to the inside lane. You can tell I'm on board with him right now. Number 1 on nearby riders list, 500, 600 equalized watts there. Pushing it, 47 kph. Watching the corner speeds. It's a flat course. He's doing really well. We'll stick with him on his lap 4 of 5, I believe. See if he can break it. We'll come back to some of the other riders here and check back in with how they're doing, but Jeff continues. Let's see, we've got Hunter. Wonder how Hunter's doing. Thumbs up, Hunter. All right, always smiling. Hunter Allen, ladies and gentlemen. Focusing on that road. It's kind of unlike, not unlike being out on the roads, I'm sure here. Focusing on your lane position and trying to get across the line. Jeff's almost done here. Coming around that final bend. And boom! Nicely done, Jeff. How'd we do on that?
144.3.
144.3. So you shaved a second off? Or 3? 2?
I don't know where I am on the board yet.
That was that. I think that was faster because there's only a handful of people on the 144. Nicely done. Nicely done. Oops. Here we've got Ben back on camera here. I'm not sure if Ben went for it. What do you say, Jeff? Sorry.
No, just ran it second in the drafting lap.
There you are. Yep, I see you. Nicely done. So you didn't use your power-ups. That's great. 144. Second. Homer's right behind you. So we're sorting and filtering our times by whether there was a super, whether it was drafting, whether it was equalized, and physical. So you can kind of try to pick away at each one of them. Jeff is probably 9 out of 10 of these maps. He's in the top 3. Nicely done. Ben, how are you doing? Did you take on the lab challenge?
I did actually. So I only got a 148 with the drafting. But unfortunately, the only drafting I did was getting a negative draft when I went past someone else. Only for a split second.
Rats. Well, nicely done. Nicely done. All right, so at the end of this ride, we're going to go, we've got 0.3 kilometers to go for Jeff on the front. if you're still making your way through, I hope that you will share. We have a group ride next on Sci-Fi R. I hope that you'll share your successes with us and let us know how you did, and post them on CVRcade, on CVRcade riders here. Okay. Okay, I've got some questions here we'll come back to in the group ride here in just a second here. I've got my one computer falling asleep. It likes my fingerprint, but not, there it is. Not when it's all sweaty. All right, so 5 minutes before we get to the next event, we still have here, we're on board with Hunter, getting ready to finish. Homer right behind him. Elizabeth about 30 seconds back here. Plenty of time to finish this last lap before the next event. We'll all get automatically transported. We'll start to drop out of the comms and come back in. Okay. All right. And so with the leaderboard challenge, the way I can see if you're doing the effort is if I see the power being displayed and hopping on different riders for the duration of the lap. With 5 laps, only was able to showcase a couple of you riders, but I know you were all doing an awesome effort, so thank you for giving that a shot. Okay, we're going to go to this next event here. We've got Modi and Vibeke and Kayla all coming still into the finish here. Vibeke just crossed the line, and let's see, we've got Peter also in here, and Ben in here. You can see there's some of the results, and we will be transported. So the next one, Sci-Fi R's, we'll do some efforts, a few pickups, and then we'll close the gap. We'll soft pedal and close the gap. We'll use the power-ups to do that. I'm going to close this out here. And Peter, it's good to see you. I knew you were wondering if you were going to be able to be in the broadcast. I appreciate you you being here. We've got Ben finishing up. Oh, and there I go. All right, 1:43. Got some people texting me their times, which is really great. All right, so I'm going to close the leaderboard. The way I'm going to do that is go back, and I'm going to turn off my leaderboard. I've got Sci-Fi R. This is one of our sci-fi tracks. We've got mountain bike, we've got road. This is the sci-fi. It looks like everybody's popping back in. I'm going to go ahead and mute the channels to the stream, but you guys can talk among yourself, and then I'll be back in. It must be really distracting to talk among yourselves if all you hear is me jabber-jibber-jawing. I don't even know if that was a word. Jabber-jibber-jawing. That was a very weird one. Sorry for the translation, Vibeke. I don't know. I know you're really, really up on the translations. Okay, so we've got Uncrashable as an ability, so we won't have to worry about crashing or overlapping whales. We've got Comeback Kid, so you'll get that extra 367 equalized watts for 45 seconds, or when you close or when you get to the rider in front of you. So if you've got one of the bots that are dropped back, wait till you pass that bot and give yourself enough running room to activate that Comeback Kid. Quantum Shift allows you to phase through other riders, and then Underdog gives you 50 seconds more watts for every rider ahead of you. So that's a great one if you're in the back of the pack to get all of that extra power. So, okay, on this one, if we look at the map profile, you can see that there is, I'm going to close out of that, 232. There is, keep doing it wrong, right there. You can see the shape. It's like the letter R. You can see the terrain map, where you can see that there's a little bit of rolling climbs on it. I think what we'll do is we will do, I'm the red dot on that, and there's a slight little incline before we get to the big bump. So on the straight, I'm coming into the corner here on the top of the R. That's where I am. We'll do one pickup at the top of the R. There's that straightaway here on the straightaway. Then it bumps up, and we'll carry the pickup all the way to the top of the bump, and we'll recover down the hill, and then we'll do another push up. Uncrashable's on, so again, we don't have to worry about the corner speeds, but we can shout them out if people know what they are. So let's see, put Modi there back on camera. We've got, no yawning, this man needs some coffee or a Red Bull.
Just gasping for air after trying that lap again and missing it by point like 3 or something.
Oh man.
But it was fun. It's a good 2-minute workout, or effort, that is.
Nice. We've got Vibeke going through her maps. I can see you. She's going to give us the tutorial on the speeds, but we're not going to crash out because Uncrashable is an ability, so we don't have to worry. Vibeke and I suffer from that go gene that tells us to go, and it doesn't allow us to always back off, but we don't have to worry about crashing. All right, and we've got bring Kayla back up on here. Hey Kayla, how do you find this map?
Oh, I like Sci-Fi R Loop. It's nice because the beginning, it's pretty much, you have a little bit of a descent, but not too much of it's very little in the grade percentage. And then, to get the legs going, and then you have some elevation throughout with a good grade percentage, and then going down on the descent again, and then an increase in elevation again. So it's nice to just to have the flat, and then also have the elevation included throughout as well. And then there's a little bit of, I know Uncrashable is on as an ability, but the end of the R, it gets really technical right there. So I like just being able to, time your corner speed and just being able to anticipate that. So it's a nice mixture of being able to have some straights, and then also having those tight technical corners too as well. Has a little bit of everything in here.
Yep, I'm noticing because I asked you a question with 20 seconds to go, and it looks like some people might not have spun up to the 250, 275. There's a little bit of a gap. If you guys want to use your underdog to come back, we're going to get to the next corner here, left-hand corner, and we're going to do a little pickup. I don't know, pick up like maybe somewhere between 350 and 400. So if you're behind a bot, you're going to get slowed down. Here we go through the corner. Let's give it a little push here. 350 just for the straightaway. Little pickup. There's a little bump.
Hey, Kevin.
Nice push. 350, 400. Keep going. Feel that incline. If you're on a smart trainer, keep pushing. On the corner, we'll be at the top of the climb, and we'll soft pedal around 220. 220 equalized watts out of the corner here, and slow your roll, nice and easy. We'll follow this down to the bottom, and we'll do another effort. It'll come quick, so do what you need to recover. I'm soft pedaling. We've got 4 laps on this one. This is the first lap of 4. Looks like we're coming back together. Modi, Vibeke, Elizabeth, and here we go. Little push here. Another 350, 400. We'll carry it around the little bottom of the R. Once we get around this technical corner, we'll soften that pace back up. Stay with it. And have a seat and soften that up if you are out of the saddle. There you go. All right. We'll do the same 2 efforts on the next one. Let's see, I'm going to change up some cameras here. Elizabeth back on. Hey Nigel, how are you?
Oh, very good.
Now, will
Very
you be
good.
Going outside at all?
No. I suppose if Homer does this zone and the next zone, that's just a warm up, and then he goes outside for a bit more.
Yeah, we all kind of like to do as much. I'm going to soften the pace. Looks like we've got stretched out a little bit. I'm going to soften the pace here and let Vanessa do the magic from the sweeper here. I'm going to flip your mic for a second, Nigel, here. I'm going to check in with the stream here. Make sure we're not forgetting here. D came in soon. He seems like... All right, Crucible. Hi. Ben posted a question for Hunter. I see it now. That was the TSS question. Is that the one that I missed? I think it had to do with TSS. Hunter, I'm going to bring you on for a second.
Yeah.
The question. But first of all, TSS might mean something to cyclists who train with power, but it might not mean anything to someone who's never really trained with any specificity. So what is TSS?
So TSS is a measure, it's called training stress score, and it's a measure of how much training stress you accumulated in a ride. The gold standard is 100 points, and that's you would accumulate 100 points if you rode as hard as you could at your functional threshold power for an hour. So that will give you 100 points. So everybody, in cycling is a 40-kilometer time trial is kind of this gold standard. And somebody who can do a 40-kilometer time trial in an hour or less is a big goal for a lot of people. So we created it to mean that gold standard. So you can measure all of your rides by how many training stress score points you accumulated. Maybe you do a 5-hour ride, but you only get 200 points. That would be a relatively easy ride, but for a long time.
Yep.
Or you might do a 2-hour ride and get 180 points, and you were killing it the whole time. So the question was, in terms of training stress score points, how many TSS points should you be below, or what would you consider too high in terms of, just digging deep and going too hard, coming home too hard. And so if you rode, as long as you ride under 300 TSS points, you should be fine, right? I mean,
and that's
at
per
300
week?
points,
That's per week?
Pretty fatigued.
Yep. Ben, I hope that, let's bring Ben on because it was his question here. 1 second here. Ben, I want to make sure you got, was that your question?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That answers exactly what I was after. And it's also good news because I do like to go for long rides, not necessarily intense rides, but long rides.
Yeah,
you can still rack up the TSS over a long ride. So, yeah, that's great to have a figure there and to know if I'm overdoing it or not.
Excellent. And TSS probably just tells, some of the story too, because I know, like if you're carrying in, I don't know, cold or something, like your resting heart rate might be a little higher. I tend to watch that as well, what my resting heart rate is.
Yep, that's perfect. I mean, there are a lot of factors that go into accumulating fatigue, and so many of them are these life stresses, right? Are you getting enough sleep? How stressed are you at work, or what's going on in everything else in your life? And so it's not just training stress. I mean, we can really accurately assess and quantify our training stress, but then you have to take into account these other things. So one of the tools that I also use with all my athletes and myself, and if you can see me on the camera here, I've got on my wrist, it's a Whoop, WHOOP, and Whoop.com, and you wear this 24/7. It measures your resting heart rate, your heart rate variability, how much sleep you get. It's very, very good in terms of quantifying life stress, and very good at predicting possibly when you're about to get sick. So when they give you kind of red, yellow, and green days, and when my athletes are red, they wake up in the morning and they see they're red, they don't train that day. It's a good indicator.
Yeah, I think a lot of times too, athletes tend to overtrain out of fear of losing fitness, and then they end up putting themselves in the hole because they want to maintain. They've worked so hard for something, and then sometimes taking a day off or dialing it back is kind of scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I know a few of those athletes.
I mean, just anecdotally, of course.
Really, Beth? Really, huh?
I know that Kayla wears the Whoop. Kayla, you wear the Whoop, right?
Yeah, I have the Whoop band, and that's why I was really just freaking out when Hunter said that he had the Whoop band, because I really like this thing, and there's just so much data to it, and how it tracks everything. Your sleep, it's constantly on you, 24/7 tracking, and then just a question to Hunter: it seems like you're finding benefit in it. What's your comments or feedback on the Whoop with you wearing the Whoop?
Sure. Well, for me and my athletes, a couple of different things are really critical. And number one, the recovery, how quickly you recover, is very, very correlated to your sleep, and deep sleep especially. So the Whoop will capture how many hours and minutes you at deep sleep. So the less deep sleep you get, the less recovered you are. So unfortunately, there's no way to train your deep sleep. I wish there was. But at the same time, you can do things to enhance your deep sleep. So alcohol is one. I mean, alcohol really messes with your deep sleep in a big way. Like, I'll be, let's say, 75% recovered on one day, won't even work out that day, but then have 2 glasses.
All right, folks, if you just heard him go away, it's because we just changed tracks. I will let him know that he got cut off about his 2 glasses of wine. I want him to finish that, because I know many of us who are over the age of 21.
You're all going, yay! Hopefully not me.
Hey, Hunter, we changed tracks during the middle of your 2 glasses of wine story and recovered. So pick it up there, because I know many of us who are of legal drinking age occasionally have a couple glasses of wine. Again, speaking anecdotally, of course. So I wanted to make sure we captured that thought before we went to this race.
Yeah.
2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes we race. All right, go ahead.
All right, so back to that then. Having some alcohol can really mess with your deep sleep, which then in turn messes with your ability to recover. So, and it's not everybody's impacted. If I'm 75 one day and then recovered, and then the next day or that night, I'll have 2 glasses of red wine. The next day I could be 30%. So it really impacts me from a sleep perspective and reduces my deep sleep time. So that's one thing, that you need to be aware of, especially if you're getting ready for an event. You want to do something that's You got the next day that you want to do really well in. Well, maybe 3 days or so before, you really should abstain from having that glass of red wine or beer or whatever that night. So that's just one of the things that can impact just how you recover. And certainly the heart rate variability is a huge number. And so just so everybody understands what heart rate variability is that the heart rate, your heartbeat, your heart doesn't have the same time between beats. So the time between your beats is variable. You would think that, oh, my heartbeat's very consistent and steady, boom, 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 right? We're talking microseconds. And the more variable that time is, where it will be faster or slower, etc., then the fitter you are and the more rested you are. When you get fatigued and tired, then that's when your heart becomes very steady. The heartbeat becomes very steady. So the more variable you are, the better off you are. So that's one of the things that we look at, is that heart rate variability in terms of how recovered you are or not.
Wonderful explanation. Just over 30 seconds to go. If you're listening to Hunter Allen Peak's coaching group, wrote the book, like literally wrote the book on power training with power, knows his stuff. This is why when I'm on here, I'm making suggestions about, monitoring your heart rate and stuff, but I'm not the expert. When it's coming from Hunter, he's studied and qualified. So here we go, 10 seconds out of the gate. This is a race. One uncrashable, one quantum shift, and one underdog. Let's do it. Gotta close out of the thing. I wanted you guys to see that. I think I forgot to mute everybody's channels. We're gonna hear a lot of breathing. Right now, Ben's on the front. Take a look at that nearby riders. Vibeke in second. Frank in third. Modi in fourth. Jeff. This first climb, I'll shout it out. Don't exceed 36. Halfway up. Soften on your pedals. The road will do the work. Cruise through the corner. Rats. Peter goes down. It's okay, Peter. Around this corner here. All right. At the top of the climb here. I'm going to take a look at some of our racers. And muting some of these channels. All right. Oops. All right, I'm trying here. That's not just me. On board with Modi here. Ben on the front. Ben on camera here. I've stopped watching myself. I'm going to crash somewhere. Ben goes to the inside. He's going to watch those rocks coming on his left-hand side. Slides out a little bit. Pulls his position. This one is 36, I believe, here. 39. I don't want to shout the wrong one, Ben. You look at your map. Wait, Beth just gave me bad info. We're on board with Ben on his first lap here. He's at the front. We've got Frank, second wheel here. You can see Ben making that corner. We're on board with Frank. This is lap one. Ben up out of the saddle on the straightaway, across the docks. Knows what he's doing here. Knows he has to watch that first corner here. Hard to see the camera on helicopter when you're under the umbrellas here. Frank about 5 seconds back. Nigel on board here with Nigel, just a few seconds back from Frank. You can see Frank ahead of him. See Nigel there on camera. He's got his kit on. He's got his kit in the game. He's coming up on the outside of Frank. Coming up the climb here. Just 1 second back. 36 on that corner. Make sure he minds the speed. Jeff comes in right behind Nigel. Gives him a little bump on the wheel, up out of the saddle. Using the draft right now, you can see Nigel stepping out, coming to the inside, anticipating that. And then, of course, here's Jeff coming through the middle, around Frank. Frank moves to the inside, takes Nigel's wheel, 55 and 50 down around these corners. So these riders do have to watch the speed, even on the descent. Here, we're on board. Ben on the front here, really put himself out in front by a good 5 seconds here. Nigel and Jeff chasing them down here through the boulder fields here, navigating, each taking, kind of splitting the lanes, one taking the inside line, one taking the outside line. I must be climbing right now around the corners. This is lap 2 of 3 on our race on Dashed Against the Rocks. There are obstacles. I've got some cheering for Kayla. I'm going to check on here with Kayla, see how she's doing. She's focused. Her, whoa, no! Modi and Jeff both go down. Oh boy, saw that. Jeff up out of the saddle, trying to recover some of that ground and see if he can get back and make that connection to his teammate there. Frank uses his underdog, but it is, let's see here. All right. For some reason right now I'm not able to change camera angles. There we go. This is me. I want to go back to on board with Kayla. This is Kayla's point of view. This is Ben's point of view. Here we go. Ben up over the climb here. That one little punchy, gosh, I'm forgetting what the incline is, but you feel it in your legs if you're on a smart trainer. Again, the smart trainer is communicating power, the power from your legs, and also the map is communicating inclines of the terrain to your bike. So as the road tilts up and tilts down, you feel what it feels like when you're outside. It gets harder when you're going up a hill, and it gets easier when you're going down a hill. So these riders are constantly changing their gears, adding power. You can see Jeff there up out of his saddle here. Ben is still on the front here. Nigel in second, just about 8 seconds back. Jeff coming around outside of Frank here. Frank sliding around the corner there, but they managed not to overlap wheels and crash. It could get that. Whoa! I think I spoke too soon. Frank slid out and did end up overlapping the wheel. They had a little friendly bump, and then the speed just got too great, and Frank slid into Jeff and did go down. But he still stays a second ahead of Peter. Actually, Peter goes around Frank while he is recovering from his crash. Ben on the front, 0.4 kilometers to go, uses his crashable here through the corner. That will last him a couple turns. He does have to soften on the pace a little bit here, getting through those corners here, making sure that he stays. And Nigel has gone down. Oh no, Nigel! Back up out of the saddle, trying to catch Jeff. Does not want to have Peter catch him. Nigel out of the saddle, trying to probably get that best lap time, but Jeff goes down. His teammate in front of him, another crash on the corner. Ben was flawless. Ben, was that, now you're all out of breath taking a drink. That was like, you had to have broken your record. That was a flawless run.
Yeah, that was flawless. So I don't know. I don't know. I got a good time without the power-ups, but I'm not sure what my best used to be during a race.
Homer's still coming.
So I don't know. But that was good. That's a good race. No crashes. So yeah, please.
Nice job, Homer, coming across the line there. Good job, Modi here, finishing it out here. That was really impressive, Ben. All right, so if anybody's going to be joining us in, keep going, go Kayla, go Kayla, go Kayla, go Modi, go Modi, go. Just I was trying to see whose power up was going to go through who's there. Nice job. So that is our zone K for the day. We're going to start up and do zone L next here. Let me make sure. Crucible, DK. it does make it hard to be in the next zone. We're getting there. We've got about 3 minutes and 54 seconds. CVRcade Mod KG says, nice win, Ben. Great job, Nigel, Jeff, Frank, Homer, Kayla, Modi, everybody there who was racing. Hunter, I hope you like this course with all of the obstacles. It's a little bit different. You have to be on your toes. It's one of our more technical tracks, but this is what I have a feeling you're going to get on there and be doing lap efforts, and it's just going to be lap recovery. Manage that TSS, my friend. All right, so 3:20 to the next. I'm going to go ahead and get to the next event. I will lose you guys in current track, but if you join me in L, I will see you in L. If you aren't joining me in L, thank you so very much for joining here in Zone K on CVRcade. Group rides, group events, group activities. We're going to do it all again starting in about 3 minutes. All right, so I'm going to leave this event. I'm leaving because I didn't finish, and I want to make sure I get to the next one. All right.
Okay.
And go ahead and get everybody in here. Hello and welcome to CVRcade Zone L. Zone L. We have a little bit of everything. We're going to repeat what we did in the last hour. So if you're just joining us here in the stream, then we welcome you here. Make sure I'm not missing any. You got it working. Yay, DK. Fantastic. All right, making sure that I'm not getting in, missing any of these questions here. Looks like I think I've been answering enough of these questions. Please throw it back into the stream on Mixer if there is something that I'm not answering. If you've got a burning question for any of our racers, any of our riders, any of our experts that are joining us in the stream today, shout it out here in the Mixer chat, and I'll be better at reading. I actually have my glasses on standby. They're my readers, so when I look up, it's blurry. It's not a good look. Wait, where am I? I have these. Aha, here we go. These are better. These help make everything better. All right. So, okay. Is there? Okay. All right. So again, back to the beginning here. We've got Ben. We've got Peter. We've got Badger and Kayla, Nigel and Vibeke. Everybody's kind of getting into the game here. 1 minute and 46 seconds, and we will start again on this one. Hey, Vibeke, you're sticking around?
Yeah, but I got major lag, so I'm not sure. It's like 7,200 at the moment, if you can hear me.
I can hear you. So
okay.
No worries. Just keep pedaling. You know, I mean, we're just here to get some exercise, you know. One of the things, too, I was actually... it was a Tuesday before. I was letting the CVRcade team know that my internet service provider just decided to just do more work, and I was like, okay, great, you know. And then it's like, I know it's a completely something that I shouldn't be crying about. There are lots of things going on in the world, but I certainly had a little bit of stress. We shouldn't really stress about this. This is fun. This is recreation, and I'm just glad to have that warm, friendly face off the couch and with us. We love it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here at least.
Yeah, happy to have you. All right. Let's see here. Vanessa's in on our sweeper. Vanessa, everything going well? You're doing all right?
Yep, all good back here.
Okay, we'll do the same thing on this one where I'll have everyone in about 20 seconds just spin up to about 250, 275 to hang on to the bots. We'll do the first lap at that level. If we're feeling like we want to pick up on the second, we'll add a little more go, and maybe we'll add a couple intervals if we're feeling it. I know a lot of us just raced, so here we go. Spin up, 250. If you go in front of the bots, you're not going to be able to use the draft. So I'm going to just spin up and stay right behind the bots. Yep, and right behind Nigel too. That's always a reliable and friendly wheel. Got you on camera now. I'm doing your move. Yeah. We got to bring the running man and dance moves back, Nigel.
Well, when I win a race, I'll do it.
All right.
Well done to Ben. Yeah, well done to Ben in that last race. He rode a great race.
That was pretty impressive. That's such a hard map.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna make that one of our lap challenges. I think that's what we got to do.
Yeah, I crashed because I wasn't sure how long the uncrashable power up would last, and it didn't last quite long enough. I tried to get around 2 corners.
Yeah, depending on your speed, I think you can. I mean, I did an event and I made it so you had 1 corner caper and 1 uncrashable, and I did them back to back, how we've done that in the past, where you do 1 and 1, following other people. All right, looks like we've got a little bit of a gap opening up here. I'm going to soften up a little bit and give, we've got a couple seconds here. And then we can close it to, here's Vanessa. Boom, Vibeke, boom. Nice job on that underdog here. Whoop. Well done on that sweep. Thanks, Vanessa. All right, all back together here. I was thinking I was force feeling some people on the front. And so next time, if anyone has questions for Hunter, I'll try to do a better job of answering them quickly. It's certainly great to have that knowledge base here. Let's see, we've got DK. Yeah, I wanted to be in as well. That's all right. We've got another couple events. Oh, you like my glasses? Thanks, DK. These are the dollar store. I think I got them like Valentine's Day. I stole them from my kids. It really doesn't help me read. Air B plays. I'm going to. What? Please stay safe out there. Air B plays. Reed, be here tomorrow. Yes, please be here tomorrow. All right. So, Cityscape New York, one of my favorites. Flat. Different from Summit Island, Ben. We don't have that this weekend. I think we're going to do... Summit Island is a favorite, but my legs are liking the flat. When you built the Summit Island, are you a climber? Do you like to climb, or was that just sort of an experiment and you said, let's see how steep I can go?
No, I'm definitely a climber. I love to climb. I usually do a pilgrimage in the mountains once a year. And so I built the track not really knowing that everyone would be equalized both in power but also in weight. So so I've gone from pushing, trying to get my 56 or 57 kilograms up a hill, up to try and push 70 kilograms up a hill. So it's actually proved to be quite a tough track to ride.
Yeah, I mean, we are, like I said, we are all equalized. We need the permanent weight-lifted ability, right? That'll make us all back, make us back to the 58 magic kilograms. I don't even know. I enjoy climbing, but I've ridden with some people who, I'm a medium-sized person, just not tall, but I'm not slight. So I don't even know. I've never done like what type of a rider I am, but I enjoy climbing. But that one is that one's killer. It tests my gearing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of strange that like everyone always hammers it seriously hard on that climb, right? Way more than you would in real life. I mean, how many people try to go up a 10%, 12% hill in the big ring, which is effectively what everyone does when you race it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I did I feel like I know from being outside, I wouldn't be able to go, oh, this feels like 4, or this feels like 6, but I know that even, and I'm like not a gearhead, I can't tell you like what the perfect ratio of gear ratio is on specific climbs, but I know on my stock bike, whatever the normal gearing is, at about 10% is like, that's about all I really want to, I can do 12%, but and then I need special gears. Then I need the granny gear. Do you do outside hill climbs? Is that like one of the things you challenge yourself with?
No, actually, I've never really entered any hill climb races. I don't know why, to be honest. I kind of just like the endurance rides. So long days in the mountains, sort of 125 miles in the mountains, lots of long climb, lots of fantastic views. That's what I love, really. Smashing it up small hills, yeah, once in a while, but traveling all the way to a local British hill to go and suffer for 3 to 8 minutes. It's just a bit too much for me.
I understand. We have a ride. I don't know if it's going to be, there's so many things that are being, canceled, postponed. And there's a ride that I do every year that's about, you guys talk meters, I talk feet, but it's about 10,000 feet, so maybe 3,500 meters. Is that how it is?
3,000.
Yep. And 150 miles. And there's a couple of like climbs that take about 20 minutes. And one's at like 60 miles and one's at like 137. So it's like, and they do the Queen and King of the Mountain challenges. Those are time segments, so everyone races those 20 minutes, and then they still have 70 miles to go. And so I kind of like that because, you have to be smart and not blow yourself up and save yourself for the effort. So it's interesting. So I hope if it just gets postponed, because that's one of my favorites. So
unfortunately, all my events have been cancelled or postponed by 12 months, including one that was in October that I was hoping would still go on.
Yeah, there's so many unknowns. I can't blame the organizers. But here we are, getting fit. Nigel, I know you had some events. Jeff, you had some events.
Yeah, I had the New Zealand road race champs in a couple of weeks' time. They've been postponed until July. I mean, I can't see them going on even in July. You watch the TV news and the sports news. Well, there isn't any sports news. The only news is another event, has been cancelled, or they're taking pay cuts.
Yeah, no, I've tried to turn off as much as I can. I do a little bit of reading and radio in the morning, and then try to shift my brain. But I'm still trying to pretend I'm training for things, even if they're canceled. So we're training for. We're gonna train for. We should do a century ride one of these Sundays.
Yeah.
On K. Would you be game?
Yeah, I'd be on for that. Yeah.
Awesome. Vibaka, would you do a century with us?
What is that?
100. Well, there's an imperial 100 miles, and then there's the metric century, like 66 miles. But I'm talking like 100-mile ride. We could do it over like 4 tracks, 6 tracks. We could all pick one.
At Zone K time.
Maybe if that's what works for everybody.
First of all,
I don't know.
I've never ridden that long.
No?
Never. No, never. I do mountain biking. 112 kilometers. That's my maximum.
All
that
right.
took me 12 hours.
Well, your 112 kilometers on a mountain bike is probably like 212 on a road bike because of how your speed and terrain and stuff. So you've got what it takes. We just have like a few flat courses. We'd say, Ben, no, as much as you want to do Summit Island, no.
Well, I'll give it a go, definitely, but I don't know if you can see this. This is my favorite helmet to wear.
Yes, I can see
Going
it.
downhill.
So tell me about this downhill mountain biking stuff you do. I'm curious because, like, I'm a roadie. I've done triathlons. Like, how do you, I mean, are you just, like, fearless? Because to me, like, going down with rocks and, I don't know, roots and stuff like that, like, are you just not afraid? I mean, obviously a helmet protects your head, but if you fall, it hurts.
Oh yes, I'm actually quite a chicken when it comes back to my nickname. But I don't do exactly downhill racing. I do enduro races. That's not as scary as downhill races. You don't do big jumps, big gaps, stuff like that. There's normally a chicken line you can take. So it's a bit different, and you go out riding for like 3-4 hours, like 25-30 kilometers, and on that track there's time stages. So you go around, have fun like we do now, and then you come to a stage like when we move on to the next event. We do a short race, a short stage, and then we wait for your teammates, and then you ride along again.
Yeah, you know, so Maud KG says chicken. That's me. So I mean, a chicken line. I have a feeling though, when you have someone who's really, I don't know, it's like being called chicken by people who are really, really brave. Like I feel like I wouldn't even get to be called chicken because like I wouldn't even be at the line. So like.
Says the woman that jumps out of planes.
Yeah, it's a little different, but there's nothing, Vanessa. There's nothing to bump. Well, the ground. Wait, let me back up. Before you open your parachute, you're really not bumping into people, you know, because you're flying. But
And if the parachute doesn't open?
I've got two.
Got a spare, hopefully.
That's right. Yes. Everything has risks, and I am a little bit. I get the adrenaline part of it, but definitely, I would say measured danger, so to speak. So, Jeff, I know you were training for stuff too. What events? You're all trained up. What events were you going to do?
We're hitting autumn or fall, whatever you want to call it here, and that's when all our endurance events happen. So all the 6, 8, and 12-hour events that I like doing have all now been put off for 12 months. So it's a bit frustrating, but oh well.
So you
keep training.
Yeah, so you'd be game though for doing some more. Yeah? Honey?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, that's like you're talking about in K, the Dark Matter Spire I did. It wasn't quite the Imperial Century. I think it was 155 Ks or something I did.
I love you for that. You'll be like my spirit animal when we do it. I'll be like, okay, Jeff did it on Dark Matter Tech. We can do this.
You know, I picked a track that I could zone out on, so I didn't have to keep worrying about steering all the time. And
yep.
Because we're doing on the trainer, I get to be slack a bit. I refill the water bottles and everything while I'm pedaling and bits and pieces like that. So always taking my mind off the screen.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I definitely feel like I can do. I don't know, when I'm outside, I'll do about 20 miles, and then 20 or 30 miles, and then I just need like, I don't know, a bio break or something, and I feel like I can just go forever. But I think when you're on the trainer, you forget that because you're in one location, you forget that you need to kind of get off the bike for a minute, you know, just change your position. Here comes Vibeke. There we go. Well, I'll see if we can organize something. Maybe next week we can just extend K&L, and we can kind of do a little bit of a, I don't know, and we wouldn't do it like a hard pace. We would just do it just to build our base. And I know I haven't been accountable enough, like Vibeke, you were saying your couch, my brownies for dinner and couch that's been calling me. I think having some motivation from this group is great. So we are on 3 of 3. We didn't do an interval, so we started talking about food and events. Lap challenge. Did you all go for it last time? Are you guys going to want to go for the laps again, or how are your legs feeling?
And just say, shut up, legs.
Yeah, the same here. Bit tired.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit tired, so just cruise around.
All right. That sounds good. We don't have to do it. You guys did it. Maybe we'll just add a couple quick intervals, but we'll stay together for most of it, if that feels okay for people.
Yep.
Sorry, 8 mode KG. No racing.
Let's see here. Allison was in here. She had earlier said, Maura said hi to lap time challenge next. Yeah, Mod KG, I think we all are gonna like chill out and do some intervals rather than the lap challenge. Maybe I'll do one on the last one. A century on the flat pancake. Yeah, will be fun. Yes, Allison, for sure. Hope you can join us for that one. Oh my gosh, I must have been hitting a bunch of buttons in the mixer stream. I've got like all these like random letters and emojis. I'm glad I didn't hit send. You guys would have been like, someone, what have you done with Beth? Where is she? What have you done with her? That was totally weird. Yeah, so normally in our second one, we do intervals. I mean, we do a lap challenge. We're going to do intervals because everybody really turned themselves inside out on that last one. Here we go. Away we go. Back to current track. We've got Ben. We've got Nigel. All right.
Track engage.
I've got your mic open, Nigel. And Jeff. There's that clip, a little bit of fan noise there. All right, as we all come into this next one, it's going to be a cruisy cruise. Vibeke's back in the mix. Awesome. And it feels like we've got, all right, 1 km to go. All right, this is CVRcade. We are in Zone L. This is typically our lap challenge. We are on Lakeview Corner. Lakeview Corner is one of our road maps. It's a flat course. It doesn't have any obstacles. It's got lots of corners. The event's gonna start in just about 2 minutes. We're not gonna race this one. We'll try to do the laps. I think everybody spent their currency in Zone K on this one. We saw Ben absolutely crush, dashed against the rocks like a boss. You should go back and study that massive effort. I hope you recorded it from your point of view. I was popping around back and forth, but Ben, do you just memorize it? Do you have it like all like the corners down? I mean, how hard is it? Like
I have a beautifully drawn map on my second monitor to look at when I'm racing. So no, that's not one of the tracks I memorized. There's a couple of tracks that I know by heart now, but Dash Against the Rocks, I still need the map.
And did I almost mess you up on that 36, 39 corner? I saw you look at me.
No, no, not at all. I knew you were getting them wrong, so that's fine. Not to worry.
Well, what happens is my brain sees that it has 39 written down, and I say, oh, stay in 36 so you don't slide out to anybody. And that's lack of training on the maps, because if I had any confidence in my precision, I'd be able to ride a little closer to the max speed, but I don't. So I've got plenty of time to practice.
You should talk to Vibeke. She has the best lap time.
Vibeke is amazing. Oh, I've got to bring her camera back up here. Vibeke, the best lap time, holding strong on Dashed Against the Rocks.
Yeah, I actually think that's my new favorite track. It's so funny. It's all things going on. Uphill, downhill, a bit of rocks. Watch out for the corners. I just love that track.
That's your enduro part of you, right? That's your racing part of you, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. It's somewhat like a mountain track. Up, down, yeah, brake, go hard, speed. Yeah, something like that.
250 if you want to stay with the bots here. Again, we're just going to do this one a little bit cruisy, and trying to think where would be fun to add some intervals. I'm going to draft first. So we don't have. This was the one I was on Homer in the last one, and he didn't have he didn't use his quantum shift, or he didn't have the quantum shift, and he was coming up on some riders, and his lane choices to get around the bots was so impressive. He has really good CVRcade handling skills. Came through and passed some of the bots through the corner. All right, so we'll just do one lap cruisy, and then maybe we'll do like 500 meter pickups. We'll see where the corners are. I'm trying to figure out calculations of what would be a good amount to push it, and probably just like maybe like 350. So not quite threshold here. I'm gonna step out around. Well, actually, Ada's doing a really nice job. I'll follow her. So has anyone been doing any cooking? Back to food. Back to what's important here. Anyone been doing any cooking?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What do you like to make?
We've been doing some cakes. You know, my daughters like to bake some cakes, chocolate cakes and cupcakes. But a couple of days ago, I made one of my favourites, some lemon drizzle, which thankfully my children don't like.
Is that any?
Oh my God.
Why it had you make it? Because you knew the kids weren't going to get into it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's funny. Were you going to say something, Kayla or Vibeke? Did one of you guys chime in?
I was just surprised that kids are not liking cake. That was news to me.
It's the lemon. It's the lemon they don't like. It's too sharp.
Oh.
Well, I would love. Go ahead, Nigel.
Yeah, when I got up this morning, I put a loaf of bread on to bake. Got a bread maker.
Yeah, that's cheating.
I'd eat it. I don't care. I don't care if it's cheating.
Yeah, oh, beautiful. Yeah.
I would do that too if I had one.
Of course, the problem here is flours. The supermarket's running out of flour, and apparently the mills that make the flour, they've got plenty of flour. They're just having problems getting the bags to put them in. Put the flour in.
Well, I'm going to hop on board with Jeff. While you guys talk, I'm going to be on Jeff's avatar. Looks like Jeff's going for it. He's giving us a show up out of the saddle here. 650 equalized watts. He's got something left in the legs. Said all this lemon drizzle, bread talk. I'm gonna burn some calories chasing the lap. I'm gonna pull up the lap board here. Again, I go under UI. Nicely done. Comes across the line and victory dance. How did you do?
145.5.
145.5. Let's see here. So again, because I'm so far down on the board, I've got 1 through 3 and then 20 down. So I can't see where that puts you. Was that did you best yourself?
Well, I was going for a non-drafting one, but I can't see it there yet.
All right. Sometimes it takes a second to refresh. It looks like Ben might be going for it. Uh-oh. No, he's not. He just gave a little dig. Says, no, I'm going to come in. I'm going to draft. That's cool. That's all good.
Yeah, getting back on the cross.
Okay. So that's the thing about trying to like cover you guys doing the really great effort, Jeff. It was really hard. I saw your body language and it indicated to me you were going for it. And then I looked at the board and I saw you were like 600 equalized watts. I was like, okay, this is something. All right, well, I'm just going to close this out here. So I could probably do better. Maybe I'll try one on the next one. We've got Sci-Fi R next. We'll do the same thing, but we really will. I haven't even called out an interval on this one. I guess I'm feeling a little bit like I just want to ride. I'm enjoying the draft. I'm trying to manage my TSS along with
and
my
the food
other,
talk.
Yeah, along with my other stress. I did see someone tagged me in a Facebook post to tell me that Peeps is rightly closing down manufacturing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean it's protecting its workers. It can't safely manufacture with social distancing, and I understand that. I hope that their employees stay healthy. But I was given a little tip to go stockpile some marshmallow candies. They have like
can't go without the peeps.
Say again?
Can't go without the peeps.
No, I can't. My husband did just buy stuff for us to make s'mores, and I'm on board with myself here. And the s'mores are just marshmallows for the s'mores, and I was like, oh man, I really want to eat those marshmallows. He's like, not until we have a fire. We're gonna actually make them outside and do like a campfire. All right, I'm gonna do one lap. I'm gonna do one.
Hint for those s'mores. Try the
Yes,
chocolate
I know.
graham-
Go, Beth.
Try the chocolate graham crackers, spread with peanut butter, and then the hot marshmallow on top.
Ooh, peanut
Oh
butter.
yeah, peanut butter. Woo!
That sounds amazing.
I can see there's going to be a lot of binging after this ride.
I know, making me hungry.
More talk about Corona kilos. That's the thing in Denmark. New thing in Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
right?
it's everywhere.
You got this, Beth. You got this.
My legs are not happy. How long's the lap? I thought it was shorter.
Like, how many kilometers a horse? Just keep telling to go. Just
Go,
like this.
Beth. Come on, hang in there.
You got this.
It's easier when I'm chasing Casey or Frank. I need a rabbit.
Well, I'm coming to get you.
That's it.
There you go, BBK. He got you back, Beth. And you got You got your heart sunglasses on, and
There we go.
You set up.
And
I believe in you, Dennis. You got a little bit left.
there we go. All right, let's see. I might have just bested it, but that wasn't hero. All right. Lap leaderboard. Well, I came up a little. That's better. I'm not below the fold on at least one of them.
I know, there's always, it's like, and then once you are on top and whatnot, if you're in the top 3 or the first one, it's like the next time someone else takes your spot, it's like, what?
Yep. So, it's so funny because I did was it on 150 just then, 150? And Modi did in last zone 143, which beat Casey by like 27 100ths or something, 26 100ths. So you know it's like the increments between each one. Vibeke, did you beat your time? Were you trying?
I did give it a go, but I think I improved it a bit. It's on the one without power-ups.
Okay.
Drafting and equalized physical.
Gotcha.
144.387.
Nice.
So that was Jeff's time. Sorry, Jeff. 145.
We're on the same team. You can totally co-opt his time. So we've got 2 Hive members here. We've got Kayla and Ben. We've got 4 Vixen. We've got CVRcade. So we can see.
I'm actually 4th on that board you are having there.
Yeah. Nice. Again, we see. I don't see. I'm like below the fold on most of them, so I can't pull up all of your times. That would be a cool tool to have. But yeah, it's so much fun to change the to chase the. Do you guys remember like one of my favorite games in like the arcade was Centipede? Did you guys ever play Centipede? No. Ben's not in head.
If I know what that is, what is that?
Centipede. Well, I had an older brother for you youngins who might not remember it, so, you know, it's not that I'm that old. But Centipede, the thing I liked about Centipede was there's just 2 controls. There was like a ball, like that would like free spin, so that just moved your gun to aim, like your shooting thing, and then you'd have a button and that would like fire. So that was the only 2 controls. So there'd be a centipede that would be winding down the screen. It's kind of like Space Invaders, and you just had to shoot, and then you'd have to, you'd be able to put your name on the board. I'd always pride myself every summer going to the same arcade to be able to put my initials in on Centipede, and it was really the easiest game. Is anyone in the, yes, thank you, Bod KG. Yes, you remember that one. Thank you, Lord Croissant. We're going to go to this next one. This, my widgets that are up I've kind of laid them out a certain way, but what I did was I made it this purpley color, so you can make it all different kinds of colors. Let's see if I can, I don't want to mess it up here. I can go ahead and I can change the colors here. I don't, if I do it, nope, those are my stats. And I could go to like green. Check it out. See? Woo! That one doesn't work for me as much as the purple. Now what? Well, maybe I'll get it stuck there. You know when you go to an elevator and you press the button, and then you press the button, and you press the button, and you think that if you press the button more times, things are going to happen faster? That's me inside of any game. I managed not to break it.
It reminds me of with the crosswalk, with the when you press it whenever I seriously, Sarah, I'm always just like, I think about you. Oh my gosh, it makes me laugh so much.
Wait.
I tell you.
I do
oh my
that
gosh.
with my kids. So like, there's like I don't know if they do that in the UK or New Zealand or Australia. Well, the you press the button and it says wait, and it's just like kind of electronic man voice. And so if you hit it, it sounds like wait. So I was with Kayla and I was making it rap.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, that's something I'll never forget because literally it's like whenever I was up at Sedona and then we were walking around downtown and everything and I was like, oh, there's a crosswalk and it went, wait, and I was like, hey, wait. I was like, I wish Beth was here.
That's so funny. The other thing I do is in the in a public restroom where they have like those like super blast fans, like the ones that are just like it sounds like a jetliner taking off, right? It is like so loud on your ears. So what you do is you pass your hand underneath it and it goes whoo, whoo. So what you do is you go so we like wave our hands under it to dry our hands, and so it's
it's
like a rap party. And I will tell you, the sweetest thing was my all right, 2:16. We'll do some intervals. We'll actually do them this time. We got distracted with Hunter in the earlier zone, but my daughter sent me a nice note, and she was just sort of being appreciative and saying thank you, and she's like this little empathetic heart who's very sensitive, and she was saying I love you, Mom, and thank you, and she's like, even though you and Dad are really weird. I was like I'm like, don't all parents play the hip hop air dryer in the bathroom? That's totally normal. Ben's nodding his head. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah, but it's just the problem when you got to one of those that just goes like, ooh, and you think, hey, I'm gonna do this right now, and just go, ooh, and okay, this is gonna take forever.
It's a letdown, yeah. It's a letdown.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so Sci-Fi R, one of our sci-fi tracks. If you are just joining us, out terror. Oh, the trike. You're all in the. I don't know how you're doing it. You're awesome. You're in the chat too as well, Vibeke. Lord Croissant says it was a fun game. Thank you. Let's see here. Hip hop air dryer. Yes, that's right. We'll just we'll do what we do. So in less than a minute, we'll just come out. We'll do the same thing. We'll add some pace. We'll do that thing at that same place there. Once we make that hard left-hand turn at the top of the R, we'll do an interval up the climb and then recover down. And we'll blast up the next one at the bottom of the R and go around the corner. And then we'll do a couple laps. There's 3 laps. I'm not going to have any legs for the race. I don't know what happened to my legs. I left them in yesterday. There they are. What kind of music do you guys usually work out to?
Most time I'm so focused on writing this, I don't have any music on.
Yeah, no. For racing.
I did when I used to race on another platform, but on this, no.
Yeah, I can't race with music, but I will work out to it. But do you have lyric stuff, or do you just do like techno stuff, or?
A bit of both.
Yeah.
If I want to do tempo, it's techno.
Vanessa, what about you? I mean, Kayla, what about you? Is Vanessa still? Yeah, Vanessa's still here.
Yeah, anything with upbeat, just good tempo and everything, just to keep you motivated and keep that high intensity. So like, I like pop. Just also rap. Rap has some good tempo as well. Yeah, just really anything that has a very high tempo beat.
Looks like Lord Croissant says rock. Yes, I like rock. Jeff, what do you listen to when you're working out to keep the legs moving?
Are we doing tempo on the flat track?
Yeah, around the corner. Yeah, wait. Answer the question after the pickup. Let's pick it up. Sorry. That's when I get all distracted. I'm not going to let us get away from the matter at hand. Thanks for the reminder, Vibeke.
No sweat.
Push it here. 350, 400. Straight away. All the way up the climb. Underdog if you need it. I need my shades. There we go. Makes everything even more rosy. And almost. Oh, 2% feels hard right now. Let's do it. Finish it to the corner. Nice job, Vanessa. All right. Soften back, 250, 200. We'll do the next little up. Grab a bot. We are uncrashable.
Yeah, getting that draft, you can really feel the difference in the trainer, and you can feel that 2%.
Yeah, it feels much better on the way down. All right, a little flat. We'll come across and up here. Another push up the climb, just around the corner. Then we'll recover again till we get to the top of the R. And we'll do our second one. Nice job, Nigel. Bend right through. Shoo! And then Jeff, I haven't forgot. It's your turn to answer. And there we go. All right. When you're ready, tell me your music taste.
Oh, it's a whole variety, but a lot of the time, like heavy rock or light metal or upbeat stuff. So, like Team Velocity, they posted up that Spotify mix, everything above 150 beats per minute. That's good to work out too, because it's good to set your cadence to it.
Yeah, it's true. If you can find, I think there's actually some apps that allow you, does Spotify let you sort by beats per minute too?
Yeah, well, there's already heaps of playlists out there for all different like workout ones and that, so you can just do a search. Other people have already done the work for us.
Nice. Yeah, it's funny. I painstakingly go through music for my spin classes, and in terms of like what songs I use to warm up and what ones I use for climbing, what ones I use for sprints. And you need a little bit more, like, you don't have the visual distraction. So in a class just staring at a wall, I'm like, imagine your friends are leaving you in the dust. Go get them.
That's because we come from the days of the habits of making mixtapes and things, isn't it? So.
Going uphill again, Beth.
Here we go. That's right. Don't let me lose track here. A little push. 350, 400 to the bottom. The next left-hand turn. Right through Tierra. Don't forget you have underdog if you want to use it. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Woo. It's going to be a good workout. It'll be fun to see what our TSS is after these 2 hours. And soften back. Nice. All right. Soften again. Down the hill. We'll push it again up on the climb. Let's see here. Back through the straightaway. And one comes to this corner. And here we go, little push. Let me see if I can put on a little music here. a little rock one. It's my husband, so I don't have to worry about rights. Let's see if I have my speaker on.
Oh.
And soften. All right, whoa. How bad does that sound coming through my Bluetooth speaker?
Bad.
Bad. And it's garage rock anyway, so.
I'm thinking it was more the music than the sounding.
So we can't use. We have to honor the rights of our musicians and licenses and stuff. So we do have some permission to use some music. We have a library of. It ends up sounding. I have a couple audio mixers to try to have a line out of my computer direct into the computer, but the computer does a mono and into the game does a mono, so it kind of mixes my voice with it. So it's to the broadcast, to the stream, I can make it sound a certain way, but in the game it's never going to sound quite the way we want it. Okay, last one here, around the corner and push. All right, just down the straightaway. Boo! I'm using double underdog because I can.
Yeah, that extra power.
And there comes Yubica. I just want to make sure that the force field doesn't hold you back.
Oh, don't worry if it does.
Oh, and I forgot to wear my heart rate monitor, so I really don't know what this is costing me. Let me slow it down the climb, down the hill. The amount of sweat would indicate I'm working pretty hard. And I don't have my fan on. Whew. All right. One more around the corner. 3 of 3. And little push here. Through the bottom of the R. Up the climb. Nice work. Dig, 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 dig. Great job, guys. Nice work, Vanessa. Can we all just get behind Vanessa and let her pull us the rest of the way?
I know. Shout out to that sweeper.
Shout out to our sweeper. That is the hardest job. We sure do
never actually
appreciate you.
tested that. Let's see if it works.
All right. I'll just stop pedaling. Well, you won't be able to get past me far, so that might not.
Too late.
Nice job. Vanessa, what kind of music do you work out before we get transported?
Everything. I like anything upbeat and peppy.
Yeah, upbeat is good. Upbeat. Ben's vote is not for my husband's band. That's okay.
Sorry, I'm not much of a rock fan.
What did you say your type was? Did I miss you? Did I not come to you in a circle? Oh, he's gone. I'm going to get back to him in a second here. All right, we're being portaled. If you're still with us on CVRcade stream, we thank you for joining us. This is CVRcade, Zone K&L. If you've popped back in before, you've seen us race. We're paused for the racing. Like the whole world is kind of in a pause mode right now as we self-isolate and do our part to try to keep ourselves, our loved ones, happy and healthy, and to also alleviate any stress on our healthcare system. So we are self-isolated. We are in our home gyms here, on our bikes, riding together in a group, so that we can keep ourselves sane and fit. Ben, you were portaling away when I was asking what type of music, and I was wondering if I skipped you or I already forgot it was rock that you didn't like. So
I moved away. It's for me, it's all electronic music, quite a lot of techno, and then all sorts of electronic stuff. So yeah, upbeat obviously for those hard intervals. But to be honest, ever since yourself and Jesper and Aaron have been doing the mixer board, I listen to those.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, you never know when Jesper's gonna, give someone the kiss of death. So I need to be listening, just in case he mentions my name. I need to pay extra care not to crash.
Oh, yeah. I it's so funny because when someone's doing really well and I'm like, Ben is giving us an excellent display of flawless, and you're like, thanks so much. That's really great. Yeah. All right. I actually did manage to drink some of my. I had 2 bottles. I usually drink 1 bottle an hour when I'm exercising. Depending on the temperature. Have you guys been hydrating enough throughout the course of today?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Good.
I've drunk a bottle.
All right.
I'm on my 5th 25-ounce bottle. But
Good. All right.
yeah.
Glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, the first couple of times I was doing these 2-hour streams when I was riding and streaming, and I had no voice at the end, and I had this little dry cough, and my family was looking at me like, what? And I'm like, nope, I'm good. So stay hydrated. Mix of different music is awesome. Yes, Lord Croissant. We're going to race this one. Oh, you used to listen to opera. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. I wish I could sing. I wish I could really sing, and just kind of, it'd be so so weird to have a big booming voice come out of. I know I'm just not a good singer, so I would just would love to be able to sing opera. Okay, 10 seconds, guys. Do what you can. Ben, show us how it's done. Kayla, go show Ben how to do it. Jeff, Nigel, Vibeke, off we go. I'm going to stay on my point of view so I can actually pay attention. Try to call it out as I go. I won't sing, I promise.
Will you do requests?
Yes, only by request.
What do you think, Kayla? I think Beth has a good voice for Bye Bye Miss American Pie.
Oh yeah, she's got the range, she's got the volume, definitely.
Some karaoke time, we'll do that. Karaoke.
Oh yeah.
Karaoke.
CVRcade karaoke.
Oh, I don't know.
What would that be karaoke or something?
Karaoke?
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah.
I love it. All right, if I go off me during the rock pile, I'm going to crash. But Jeff's on the front. Vanessa right behind. Ben right behind that. I don't know if my trainer is just not happy with me at the moment. Maybe it's just my legs, but I don't want to crash here, then I'll come back onto your views. On this map, this descent, max 50. And then we come into the rocks. I don't want to crash here, so watch my lanes. Jeff up out of the saddle, working hard over there, trying to hold that. Oh, I went right into the rock. All right, I've cooked it now. Time to get on with Jeff. I just demonstrated what not to do. Let's go watch the real racers here. On board with Jeff, Ben, you can sees Jeff coming around that first lap. Jeff up out of the saddle here. Ben as well, digging in, trying to catch Jeff on this second lap here. I'm getting that message on my screen because it's watching my avatar, but I'm on board here with Ben. Coming around that first corner, Vibeke has Ben just up a little bit in front. Nigel right behind his teammate there. Vibeke, Jeff on the front, 700 equalized watts up the climb. Has to keep it under 36 kph in that corner so it doesn't slide out. You don't want to lose too much speed because the climb continues here around the corner. Right about here is where you start to feel it punish your legs here as he goes into the straightaway. Holding that 650 equalized watts, massive effort by Jeff on that second here. He's in his second hour here. We know that Jeff's been training. He's been telling us he's been training for some of these longer endurance events. 166 laps on dark matter tech the other day. This is just a little 2-hour ride for Jeff today, trying to finish off Zone L by smashing his record here on Dashed Against the Rocks. One of our favorite tropical places. We can't be traveling by plane right now, but we can take it to a tropical destination in CVRcade here as we watch Jeff come through the boulder fields, comes to the inside line. Make sure he minds that. Right behind him is Ben, who flawlessly executed. Oh! I wasn't even talking about you, Jeff. Go, go, go. You can still hold the lead. Go, 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 go. You've worked too hard. Ben sees the opening. Ben, is he going to be able to capitalize? He sees the mistake that Jeff made, and this is why he's like a shark. He's waiting for that to happen here. So, will we see Ben overtake Nigel and Jeff on the front? Jeff on the front. Ben is right behind him. No! He feels that pressure. And Ben comes around. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's painful, Jeff. You got it, though. You can get this back. The problem with this one is with 1 lap to go. This is 2 of 3. They're coming around for 3 of 3. Now, this is where it's all going to matter. Did he use his power-up? Will he use it now? Vibeke using her power-up here, sees that she's within striking distance here of Jeff. Maybe she and Jeff can get together and work and try to pull back Ben. But this isn't really a high drafting course. You can't really kind of get into a groove because the terrain of this is this climb up the mountain here, up this little volcano. It gets pretty steep. They have this technical corner, 36 kph. Oh, and that's where Jeff goes down. In that was on the hunt for Ben and overcooked it on the corner. That opens up the door for Vibeke to get onto Ben's heels here. 1.1 kilometers to go. Ben on the front. We saw him execute flawlessly in the earlier zone. He was biding his time. He let the riders in front of him make a little bit of mistake, and then he was able to capitalize on that mistake here on board with Ben. You can see him looking pretty confident. He knows what he has to do. He just has to maintain that 5-second lead above Vibeke. Vibeke needs to keep her maneuvers in check. She's going to have to shave off as many seconds as she can through the boulder fields and through the technical turns at the end if she does not want to fall, and she wants to try to make up some of that time. Jeff right behind Vibeke here, about 5 seconds back here. That did spread out. Vanessa doing an awesome job in 4th place, but Ben on the front. Nigel is grayed out. Nigel, did I call that wrong? Did you finish first? What happened here?
I've had a power drop out. I'm not moving.
Okay. All right. I'll get back on. All right.
I don't know what's going on. I'm stopped.
You're stopped. Okay. I saw it and I was like, wait a minute. Did I miscall that? And you already crossed the line. All right. I'm going to clip your mic for a second. Stay on board here with Ben for the last 2 kilometers. Vibeke. Oh, no. Vibeke goes down. down. Jeff overtakes Vibeke. You can never give up on these last rides. It is Ben coming across the line with a big smile on his face saying, I have left the carnage behind. Then Jeff comes across. Then Vibeke is going to come across. And Vanessa's going to hold that position and come across after Vibeke. And I am, Kayla's down. Kayla's coming in too. Kayla looks like she's, kind of cruising through the top of it here, but Vanessa is going to come across the line in fourth. Congratulations, Vanessa, the hero of the day, who has been pulling us all around all day, making sure no one gets dropped. Well done, Vibeke. Jeff, that was a couple bit of heartbreaks there for you here and there.
Yeah, it's not watching golf feeds.
Yeah, it's hard. I was like, I'm going to try to race this one. As soon as I crashed, I was like, it's going to be too hard for me to try to watch the boulder fields and call it and stuff. But great work to you. That was really fun.
Yeah, what about the Ben too? Smashing it.
Smashing it. And Ben, again, did you just say, you just kind of just cruise on past, let everyone kind of make their mistakes and chug along and make it look easy, but I know it's not.
That wasn't the intention. When Jeff went off the front, he was putting out so much power. I just thought, this is it. I don't have the legs. But luckily he crashed. If he'd been just the one, he probably still would have won, but thankfully he crashed there more than that. And it's just a case of keeping it steady. But fair play to Nigel and Vibeke, putting out some massive efforts there.
Great job, yeah. And Jeff, seriously, those numbers, you were like 700. Man, you're on fire today with that strength, that power.
Yeah, I had a rest day last week, yesterday. Last week was a tough week for me. So yeah, now the body's on that bounce back bit, the overcompensation stage.
Yeah, this was a good day. This was a good day for you. Well, nice effort out there. Thanks for joining in, Nigel. Sorry you got dropped out there. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, a pleasure. It was good fun.
Appreciate you being in on the ride, and hopefully we'll see you guys on Saturday. And Vibeke, thanks for sticking around the whole 2 hours. Thanks for showing us your helmet and giving us a little bit of background on your cycling.
You're welcome. It's fun.
Appreciate it. Hope we can see you on Saturday.
Maybe.
Okay. No pressure. If you can, you can. We love having you. Thank you. And Kayla.
Well, if the weather is good, I'll go for an outdoor ride, I think.
Yeah, if you can get outside. Be safe. Be safe. You guys all be safe. Kayla, you going to be with me on Saturday?
I will. Yes, looking forward to it. So it was a great ride today with everybody. And thanks for putting these on, Beth. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you. And Vanessa, thanks so much for all of your work today. Appreciate it.
Yep, it was fun.
All right. You guys have a wonderful afternoon. Everybody on Mixer, if you're watching, if you're still on, thanks so much for joining us. This is CVRcade. We are social distance, fitness at a distance, and we'll see you again on Saturday. Thanks for joining.